Recently, I've been playing Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma, and I've been loving the game. And it makes me regret not investing more time into the Rune Factory series. It's one that I know a lot of people love, and it has a lot of the elements and little gameplay touches that I know I would find endearing and enjoyable, but I've just never done more than just dabble in it. With Rune Factory 3 Special and a little bit of 5, I played only a tiny bit. So I can't really speak to this game in terms of how it compares to the other Rune Factory games within the series, because I never dived deep enough into those other titles to really be able to speak to the deeper elements the games hold. But I know I like this game, so I guess that's all that matters. And I wasn't even expecting to play this. I didn't even know it was coming out until like 5 days before its release. But I set my mind on it because I was like, okay, I don't have much to play at this moment, and this might be a good time to really invest my energy into playing Rune Factory, and maybe this will lead on to me playing the other games deeply. A kind of base synopsis of what's happening is the world's all in shambles. You gotta find the 4 gods, and these 4 gods all have their own different village. Each one relates to a different season, and these 4 villages you get to customize, set up, and do all the things you want to do to them. So farming, you can open shops, you can get new people to move in by making the village better, and these villagers can do tasks like mining, gathering wood, they can run the stores, they can farm for you, they can go fishing, and this is something that's very convenient. It's a good quality of life feature, and from what I know, there are improvements when it comes to just setting everything up. You kind of get this overview, this god eye view of things that lets you easily set up your farmland, set up your buildings, and do things relatively simply. And I enjoyed the customization and stuff that was there because you can easily personalize the particular areas, and you unlock more as the game goes on because each god has a weapon, and these weapons let you solve puzzles and just unlock more stuff, so more sections of your village that you can customize to however you like. And the combat feels a little bit different from the other Rune Factory games, particularly with these godly weapons that all have their own abilities and skill trees, and you can always use these alongside your primary secondary weapon. For the most part, I was using the long sword and the bow, but now I'm more or less using talisman and a bow. It really just switched up because sometimes the bow is necessary. That was one thing that's kind of inconvenience, because sometimes you would have your secondary weapon not be the bow, but you would need to use the bow along with a particular divine weapon to shoot fire at certain things, because when you have this flaming sword equipped and use the bow, it shoots a flaming arrow. So you would need that for a puzzle, but you wouldn't have the bow equipped, so you got to go into the menu and change that. There might have been an easier way, but I didn't know, so maybe I just sped right through whatever tutorial might have told me that. So that might just be ignorance on my part. And the reason I'm also kind of wanting to get Rune Factory, I like games with these social elements as well. And there's a large cast of individuals you can get to know and build relationships with, and they have their own quests, and that includes the gods, and you can romance them, marry them, all these interesting things. And I like that kind of stuff. That's why a game I really enjoy Stardew Valley, because it has this nice mix of things. So it has a little bit of combat, you have the social elements, you have the farming, and it's just a peaceful game. You're not gonna get stressed out by this game particularly. The combat, not really super difficult, but it's not bothersome either. You can just chill and do that. It's kind of just, you're doing this to get where you need to get, to progress the story and be able to do your relationship things, because some things only unlock after you progress through the story a decent amount of ways, and you'll unlock new things as you go through the story, because I was unlocking different stuff well into 30 hours into the game. And it was just fun kind of getting to understand the mechanics, getting to know the characters, and finding little things out in the world, collectibles. And also, along with the 4 villages, you also have these Sky Island little things that some of them play into the story, and some of them you just go there and you can find interesting stuff, different people to meet sometimes. And I would say exploration is always something you want to do, and it's incredibly fun. Of course, you also have the outside world, outside the village, where you're your own Earth. You're in the outskirts of the village, fighting monsters, doing quest stuff, and along with having party members, because every character you can build a relationship with is a party member. Along, if you're taming animals, those also become party members, and you can switch those out and switch them around and kind of get everything customized that you want. And every character has different roles, like healers, buffers, debuffers, attackers, defense, healing, all that different things. And I find that pretty cool. And as you build a relationship with them, they unlock new skills and powers. They won't be game changing, but they're decent. It's nice to have a little bit of mechanical depth to it. And so far, I can't say I've interacted with a character I don't like. I like all the characters. They're likable. I like some more than others, but that's to be expected, especially with a big cast. But I think they're pretty minor performance issues. That could be Linux fucking up, or that could just be the game has some problem. It was playable, it was fine, but depending on your system, it may vary. You know, different specs, run different games, different ways. So that's really all I can say about that. But it's a game I would recommend. I don't think you would have a bad time. As long as you don't run into any serious technical issues, you should have a wonderful time with this game. I'm definitely put more hours into it. I'm also going to check out the other Room Factory games, and maybe I'll give my thoughts about those. And then maybe at some point I can make it like a decent comparison between this game and the other games once I really have more understanding of what led up to this title. I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I just want to get my thoughts out because I've been enjoying my experience, and I kind of just wanted to share these opinions. Maybe some of you have been playing the game, maybe you haven't. Maybe you'll check it out after this. I don't know. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, you can like, subscribe, you can dislike it. Unsubscribe, you're one of the few followers I have. I don't know. It's up to you. But feel free to do whatever. And just thanks for watching. Peace. I'm out.